The visa. A visa is a permit allowing a citizen of one country to enter or transit through another country. It is an entry in a passport made by the receiving country's government office, indicating that the visa holder is permitted to enter or re-enter the country. A visa usually specifies the authorized length of stay, the period of validity, and the number of entries allowed during that period. Countries may restrict entry to certain nationals. Most countries require citizens of other designated countries to apply for a visa prior to traveling to their country. The best practice is to apply for visas as far in advance as possible, as it can sometimes take months to apply. A few countries can issue a visa at the arrival airport for visitors. Therefore, you should know the passport citizenship of your customers and the visa requirements, if any, of the countries they intend to travel to or through. The purpose of the visa system is to assist immigration authorities in recording who and how many visitors are likely to arrive and from which country. Visa regulations are usually established between two countries as a bilateral or reciprocal agreement. But countries can also set visa requirements unilaterally. Airlines may refuse to transport a passenger if the passenger lacks proper documentation for the country of destination. Under normal circumstances, once a visa has been issued, then entry into the country should be. However, even if the passenger has the correct documents to enter the country, the immigration officer at the destination airport can refuse entry. The responsibility of travel agents is to supply up-to-date and accurate information. Travel customers will act on the visa requirement advice travel professionals provide. Some agents offer a visa service, in which case the agency will facilitate the visa application process for a service. Agents need the following information from the customer to research and advise: visa requirements, country of origin, where journey begin, any stopover or transfer countries en route, country of final destination. For example, will the traveler return to the country of origin where a re-entry permit might be needed? What type of passport the customer holds, since requirements may vary according to the type of passport, for example normal, diplomatic, alien passport, customer's nationality or citizenship. Entry versus transit visa. An entry visa, also sometimes referred to as a visitor visa, allows the arrival visitor to exit the arrival airport. It is the more common type of visa requirement worldwide. Normally, arrival passengers must remain in the airport transit area and cannot exit the airport if they do not hold the required entry. Passengers entering a country for the purpose of connecting from one flight to another, without leaving the airport, do not require an entry. However, the connecting passenger may need a transit visa. Rules regarding an airport transit often differ from those related to a stopover where the passenger exits the airport. Generally, a transit represents an intermediate point between the passenger's origin and final destination where a short period of time is spent to make a flight connection. There is no standard transit time, the time permitted between arrival and departure, as each country sets its own. If the customer's transfer is longer than the transit time allowed, then an entry visa must be applied for instead of a transit visa. Types of visa. The type of visa a passenger needs to have is defined by a country's immigration law and relates to the purpose and type of transportation used. Visas are issued by embassies or their Here are a list of common visa types. Visitor visa, also referred to as entry permit, entry visa, business visa or travel pass. It provides right of entry to another country, subject to satisfying immigration authorities at the point of entry. The usual conditions for obtaining a visitor's visa include proof of holding sufficient funds for the length of stay and proof of prepaid onward travel. Some countries ask for proof of funds and onward tickets before issuing the visa. The agent can provide a letter stating what travel arrangements have been reserved. Transit visa provides right of entry into another country, or to transit through specific airport, purely for the purpose of making travel connections onward to a third country. Regulations related to transit vary from country to country and should be checked. For example, one country may stipulate that passengers who transit within 24 hours, for example, do not need a visa, whereas another country may require a passenger to obtain a transit visa even if they arrive and leave all within a 12-hour period. The rule for agents is simply this: always check transit regulations. Immigrant visa. This is a document issued by a country to allow travel to that country and apply for admission as a legal permanent resident. Transit without. Some countries allow visa-required travelers to transit at visa. 2. Some countries allow visa-required travelers to transit at an airport in their country without. Official visa. This is a visa granted to foreign government employees, diplomats and employees of international organizations such as the United Nations, traveling on official business. Visa on arrival. Where visa on arrival is available, passengers can apply for and receive the visa at the port of entry. Schengen visa. To enable people to travel more freely, some European countries are part of a borderless region called the Schengen area. Within the Schengen area, travelers can travel freely from one Schengen country to another Schengen country without any border controls for passports and visas. Travel documents are only checked by immigration when crossing the external border of the Schengen area. In cases of heightened security, it is possible for Schengen countries to reinstate internal border controls for a temporary. Schengen area countries are Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden and Switzerland. Work visa. Work visas are temporary and can range from domestic workers in a private household, representative of an overseas business, entrepreneur visa. Exceptional talent visa, graduate entrepreneur, investor visa, intra-company transfer, minister of religion, sportsperson, priority service. Charity worker, creative and sporting worker, government authorized exchange visa to youth mobility scheme visas.